Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sheena and Sheila Show. We're glad you've joined us today. Sheena and I haven't seen each other here for a couple of weeks now. And, of course, we had to get caught up for a little while before we do the show so we don't get too gabby. Let's try to stay on track.
I think that's impossible. We'll still get gabby. We can't help ourselves. Well, I can't anyway. It's lovely to see you, darling.
It's lovely to see you. Sheena has been working. I know a lot of you know about her project, and I have not seen anybody work so hard at getting a project done, and the challenges you've had. And but I'll tell you what, at the end of October, it's going to so be worth it.
Oh, yes, it will. To prepare myself for the project, I watched Grand Design for 2 years to prepare myself, because I knew that whatever I'd planned, I had to add, like if I'd planned to do something in 2 months, I had to add at least 8 months to it. And the weather has been quite extraordinary up here on the Great Dividing Range on the ridge. I'm on the top. You cop everything. It's just incredible. We've got gale force winds today, so if you hear a loud bellowing and a mooing, it'll be a cow flying past.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the house actually moves. It's really quite extraordinary. Like I said,
What's it like in the barn with that wind?
Oh, barn is amazing. Actually, no, the man built the most amazing barn. That barn is so steady and so sturdy. At the moment, I'm having the wood fireplace installed, and there's scaffolding in the barn, and the man that's building that is doing a lovely job. The only thing he has to finish is actually the chimney on the roof, but he'll get blown off the roof today if he tried. So he's not coming today, and the electrician should be finished tomorrow. So I've got my lights and power for the barn and outdoor power. And because of where I am and because it does snow, you lose power a lot up here. So the electrician, I asked him, could he put a special switch in that would allow me to plug my generator in, and it will basically turn the house and the barn into a big caravan. Because if you try to plug an appliance or anything into a generator, it can actually send live energy back down the electricity wires, and if there's an electrician working on the wires, you could unintentionally electrocute them. So you have to be very careful using a big generator. But I've got a big one that it's a hard to start, but it's a good one, and it's necessary for this type of weather up here, because if I lose power, I can't get water to pump out of the water tanks because I'm on rainwater. Right. I can climb up and get a bucket, but I don't want to do that in the snow. And I've done all the plumbing for the new water tanks of the barns. I've got 2 barns, a little one and a big white one that's been built. So I got more glue on me than the pipes, but I did it. And, I measured it all, glued it all, got up the ladder, and it didn't fit. And I had to climb all the way down the ladder, saw it with a saw and re-glue it, and then get up, and it still didn't fit. Took me 3 goes, and I'm up on that ladder, and I'm just about in tears, and I'm going, oh, this really sucks. I measured it all, it didn't fit, and then it does fit, then it doesn't fit. But I got it on, and then I had it all up, and it fell down, and then I managed to prop it up with rocks. So before I could get the glue in to set it, but I did it. It took me a whole day, but I persevered and I did it. And it took me a while to work out how to put the angles in and how to make them go around the corner. And it worked. And I got a bit high on the glue because chemicals and I don't mix. It's like, don't know what I'm doing anymore. Yeah, no. And you have to put this special primer in the plastic pipes, which is like acetane. It smells like nail polish remover. That was the part that really got me. And that prepares the plastic for you to put the glue on. And then you push the pipes together, and they're 6 metre long pipes. And I've got it braced in between my gumboots, and I'm hanging on for grim death, trying to push these pipes together, and the glue's pushing them back out, and I'm going, no, and you just stick together this way. Wow. So it's really funny. Your plumber's apprentice, if anybody needs one, I can do it.
Right.
And then I had the pad prepared for the big tank, and it's special sand. And I was backfilling all the trenches yesterday, and I walked on the pad and I sank in like quicksand, and it's full of water because I've just got the pipe sitting there and it's not attached to the tank yet. So now I've got to wait for the sand to dry.
Oh.
I feel like there used to be a show called Some Mothers Do Have Them. It had Michael Crawford in it. He used to go, "Oh, Betty, I've had a whoopsie." I feel like that. I get one job done and then it's a learning curve to do the next job.
Oh, my.
But it is happening. I'm just so grateful for it, and it'll all happen. And my first iris, I was given a gift of some irises that one of the locals pulled out, and I planted them all, and noticed out in the cold and in the wind, planted some out in front of the barn. The first iris is coming out. I'm so excited. Yeah. But thank you for letting me share that with everybody. So my friends know when I put the post up, which is called The Adventures of Nature Angel, because it's me trying to build this thing.
Oh my gosh, it is. There's a lot of us kind of watching you here, and
Thank
it's
you.
like an adventure just watching you right now.
It's been an adventure doing it. And the next part, which will finish everything off, is I have to organise a bobcat and another big truckload of what we call road base to finish the big circle pad that's going to have the open fireplace, and a pathway to go around the barn, and then I can put the tables and chairs that I have for outside around the barn, and just little areas here, and then it's nearly finished. So the only other thing is I have to extend the red barn, and I have to build the chook pen for the chooks, and then work on the beehives and get my bee license so that I can make the healing honeys. So that I'll probably stretch into next year. But in November, I hope to head off to New Zealand. If I can take my laptop, we might be able to do a show from New Zealand.
Right.
Because I've got many beautiful colleagues and friends that I want to catch up with, but going to a special bay to go swimming with the whales, it's been on my bucket list. Yes, so that'll be fun.
Okay, for those who are not aware, what is your plan for your big barn and that you've been building, and for, in general, for what you're building? Let's talk about that briefly. I know we got other agendas, but now that we're on this, it's really exciting.
You couldn't stop me, sorry. The barn is actually my temple. I'm the guardian of a temple, a spiritual angelic temple called Delphenia. I always have been through time and space. And we've been able to anchor it back in to this planet. And the physical barn is just the physical structure, but what stands there is a light, angelic light temple. And it is a sanctuary for many of the light workers, for many of the beings that come into the planet and then go back out, who come in and visit from the angelic realms and the saintly realms. It's where I make a lot of things. I make a lot of tools for the light workers. So it's my creativity and my art gallery and my little shop. Where I am out in the country, I'll probably do an online shop. I had my physical shop up at Mount Tambourine, which was in an area where people could get to me. But here it's more a place to do workshops. If people do want to come and visit and stay, they can. They can probably sleep in the barn. But I'll have my healing area in there, my art galleries and my art studio where I paint, and I'll have my little shop section, because I make a lot of healing creams as well, and soaps and honeys and oils. So it's my girly work shed.
Right.
Place, yeah. So, but anybody that likes to come and spend the weekend out here, because it's a beautiful area. I'm about 10 minutes from a lake called Lake Lyle, which is a fully trout-stocked lake, gorgeous area that you can walk around. And I'm about 30 minutes from Jenolan Caves, and they're very extraordinary caves. And up here on the ridge is quite spectacular. There's lots of magical places you can visit. So it's a sanctuary. and it's my home as well. So many light workers do have time out and come and visit and stay with me for a couple of weeks, and then we chuck them back out to boot camp Earth. But I teach as well, so I do teach students online, and they can come and visit here and learn as well. I teach multidimensional healing with the Legions of Light and the angelic realms, and I love to self-empower people and help develop their own blessings. And depending on how they want to be a healer, what modality they want to use, I do teach a lot of different modalities all in one, and I give them a foundation. But it's mainly working with the angelic realm and the Legions of Light. Yeah, so, and just help develop their own blessings. And I hope to get you here one day too, Sheila. You know, we've got you on that list. Sheila to visit Australia.
Well, you know, I'm associated with several people who all have these healing centers, these healing areas that they've got in their minds that they all, most healers do have some kind of base that they've got in their mind that they would love to have. And so I do want to put this little segment on my website on my healing centers, because I am collecting everyone's healing center ideas, because I think it's important to keep the energy moving. You know, we're coming into different times with new things that are coming in, and I know we all want to be on board on that. And you right now are the closest one to actually having it all together. So it is extremely exciting
It's my third center. I've had 2 healing centers before this. I started in a little place called Campbelltown. I had a healing center there, and my sanctuary on Mount Tambourine was also a healing center, as well as my little shop. So this is the third one. This one's slightly different. I do teach students how to build angelic light temples and how to bring in the metaphysical temple that can overlay a physical structure, and how to set that up with your guardians, and how to do crystalline grids. And so there's a lot involved. The physical barn is just a physical part. The biggest part is doing all the metaphysical that supports, and they synchronize together. So what stands there physically is just the barn, the physical structure, to anchor in the metaphysical temple, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, there's a little story about when you put the foundation in. Nothing she built was just built like a regular place. Everything she did, every aspect of this building, there was some kind of blessing or ceremony that
absolutely. My beautiful soul brother, who's an ancient elf from the ancient elven kingdom. You've got the modern elven and you've got the ancient elven. Yes, we were out at midnight blessing the slab before the concrete went in, and placing the beautiful crystals and things in beautiful packages that had their blessings in them deep in the earth before the concrete went over. And it was freezing. It was nearly snowing. And we did that before the concreter came in, and we had to put lots of beautiful things in there, prayers and all sorts of things. And because there were beings that come in to support and hold the pillars of light that are actually part of the metaphysical temple. But after we did that, we were standing on the deck and we were just looking up at the sky. And the sky here, because I'm miles away from street lights and electricity, the night light here is just incredible. You feel like you could touch the stars, but we can actually see the stardust, the actual light from the stars in the mirror. Clearest night, and it was like a piece of heaven. We were just in awe, and we stood outside even though we were freezing. It was just too beautiful to go in. But yes, no. And when they did lay the concrete, we had to check the weather constantly to see what was happening. Before that went down, the winds came up and they were so powerful. All the elementals were so strong. It lifted all the reinforcement off the pad, and that landed in the big trees. So they had to relay it all. But then when they did lay the concrete, that was very funny, because as the concreter drove out the drive, then it started raining when no rain was predicted, and then it started snowing. And when he went out, I got out with the sacred waters. I create blessed waters, which last you a lifetime. They're vibrational water. And I had Archangel Michael's blue magic, which is a blue flame. And Archangel Michael's going, quick, get the water out, sprinkle across the slab. So I was out there in the freezing cold in the snow, sprinkling this holy water all across the concrete. A poor concreter came back with his big machine, and he had to, it's like a big upside down fan, and he had to swirl it round and round and round to mix the slurry in, and he was working Archangel Michael's blue magic into that slab. And so it's dried in big swirls in the concrete. It's really
yes. Yeah. Yeah, I can just see workers have probably got, at the end of the day, working on your project, they probably got some stories to tell. They probably don't usually have people have to go through such ceremony and all in order to get a job done.
And I even said to the concrete, I said, is it okay? I said, it's a family tradition. I said, I do put little packets of blessing things in the holes. And he said, yes, that's okay, Sheena. And he looked at me, he said, no, that's fine. So he knew that they'd be in there. So that was quite funny. But there was a lot of them. There was 27 pillars of light that we anchored in the slab. It's been a remarkable journey, and I feel that my other healing centres were my training ground to help me know how to do this. So I learnt so much, and I was able to share that knowledge with other people. But yeah, so it's here now.
Okay, so this segment is just going to be for the Healing Center, and if anybody wanted to contact you on this project or on being part of your workshops or anything, how can people get a hold of you?
I have a Facebook page called Angel Essence House, and I think that they can send a message through to that. And if they wanted to, you know how you do it on Messenger? Mm-hmm. In Facebook there's Messenger and you can send a private message. But probably through my Angel Essence House Facebook page would be great to send. Yeah.
There we go.
There you go. Hi. I'm on top of you now. I'm sitting above you. That's really cool. How did you do that?
I didn't do anything. I've just sat here and waited for it to correct itself.
I love it. No.
Okay, so Angel Essence House.
Yes, which is my Facebook page, Angel Essence House. If you send me a private message through there, that would be lovely. And I'll get it through, and then I could message them back, and then we could take it from there, and I could exchange emails, and we could go further. Right. Yeah, I don't do my email out in private because I get so many emails. I don't physically spend a lot of time on Facebook or social media. I actually don't physically have time.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing this segment of Healing Centers. I'm going to have this on my website with a variety of Healing Center project ideas, and I appreciate anybody who keeps that energy moving, because we all desire so much for all of us to heal, for our planet to heal, for it to just extend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, this place was chosen for me. I didn't have the choice in where I was placed. The angelic realm chose this spot for me. There's an amazing story behind it about how the house came to be and how I came to buy this one after I'd sold my one in Tambourine. And I always feel very humbled by it and very overwhelmed. But for a year, nearly 2 years, when I was practicing with the students, and because I teach them how to do readings and they learn how to intuitively feel and use tools through the cards and that. And part of the exercise was they needed to pick me a card and practice by giving me a message. And for 2 years, all my students, they were all different students, kept getting the same card. And it was this picture of this most amazing 180-degree view of landscape with mountains and the sun setting, and it said the place that you call home. And I used to go, oh, come on, you guys, you're just teasing me. That would be a dream. There's no way I could afford that. And you guys are just cruel, you know, showing me this. This would be my dream view. It's the same view. It's the same view. And even my friends who knew, who were giving me the cards, go, Sheena, we can't believe it. We've been giving you that card for 2 years. But in the physical, sometimes it takes a very long time to anchor it in. Many people see that they have a metaphysical healing centre, and they think that they have to actually build what's actually there metaphysically, which sometimes in the sum of finances may not be feasible. But just know that if you have a physical structure, you can overlay anything metaphysical into that. It could be a bark hut, and it could hold the most beautiful energy. And that's one of the things where the mind might limit us in believing, I've got to build this, I've got to build that, I've got to have this, I've got to have that. You have it metaphysically. You just need something to anchor it into. It could be a grove of trees. Yeah. So that in itself. But it's the beings that are here that support me, the elementals and the guardians that help create this incredible sacred space. So I'm pretty blessed. Even if I'm having a bad hair day, I just have to look outside and
oh my goodness. All right, Sheena, we're going to run out of time here. Thank you so much. I love you, and we're going to keep track of this this project, and we'll do another segment whenever you've got all the.
Absolutely. Now, what I wanted to say too is I always envisage there's a place that you walk, and it's called the Camino, and it's a pilgrimage that people take, and they go on a spiritual inner journey. But I always had the concept, even since I was young, that if you had a group of healers that had their healing centres, you could create a pilgrimage for light workers who wanted to travel from one healing centre to another and visit. And I just think that that's a lovely concept. And as I say, I've always given sanctuary to many light workers who have landed on my doorstep from all over the world, and they've just needed a couple of weeks to either evolve or have time out or just connect with something that they needed to connect with. And so, I'll just put that out there for everybody.
Well, I think I would be perfect for that job.
Yes, you are. You are perfect for that job.
I should be traveling the world to all these healing centers.
Yes, you should. You should. Like a food critic. You can go and interview them and put their place on the map, and then everybody can network and just reconnect.
Did you all hear that?
Here in Australia, you're welcome. You know that. You know that goes without saying. You don't need an invitation. And even if I'm not here, you can still visit.
Oh, all right. Oh.
Now, I'm not sure if you can still see